When you pose for a picture, do you move? How long can you sit still in your daily life without any distractions? 30 seconds? A minute? How do you feel? It's not so easy, right? Is it merely a physical act, or does it take mental effort as well? And what do you think happens when you do yoga this way, striving for stillness, one pose at a time? Does this seem like a new method of yoga? Well, stay tuned and you'll find out. Auf geht's! I'm John, and I've been doing yoga around the world for over 40 years, but I never really grasped how transformative it could be until I started practicing yoga the traditional way, with stillness in and between the poses. Today I'll tell you what the R in Grasp Yoga stands for, and how simple the new methods of Grasp Yoga are. The R stands for Raja, which means royal or king. So what is Raja Yoga, and why isn't it more well known? It's basically Hatha Yoga with a few modifications, but done under the yoke of all 8 branches of yoga. Both types of yoga practice stillness in the poses, but the biggest distinction is that Raja Yoga, done the way yoga was meant to be practiced thousands of years ago, emphasizes stillness between the poses as well. Besides operating under the yoke of the 8 limbs of yoga, the biggest difference between Raja and other forms of yoga is that it focuses not on breath control, but on the generation and control of energy. If we look at holistic systems of natural medicine, from Chinese medicine to Ayurveda to Hippocrates, they all embrace the idea of a universal life force that moves through all of us. The Chinese call this energy qi, as in Tai Chi. The Koreans call it ki, and in yoga it's called prana. If you've ever had acupuncture or done Tai Chi, then you're already familiar with these concepts of yin-yang dualism. This is what a new method based on old concepts refers to, the stillness between the poses. It allows the energy that has been generated to come into a balanced state. This is called sattva, the S in Grasp Yoga. And then, with continuous practice, this harmony of energy carries over into your everyday life. And it's in this manner that yoga was intended to affect the shape of your life, not just your body. Therefore, our spiritual life starts in a very natural way, as the activation of this energy brings our consciousness up to higher levels. Our spirit is literally lifted. This is probably the main reason why Raja Yoga isn't so well known, because the real work of yoga takes place in the inside, in our mind and consciousness, and not on the outside. The physical poses, which are what people think of when they hear the word yoga, are called asanas. When you bend and stretch your body, energy starts to rise and opens up the highest levels of consciousness, qualities that are lacking in many. These are the royal characteristics of deep insight, wisdom, intuition, and vision. The manifestation of this vital life force energy gives you more control over your life and pushes you towards a path that you're meant to be on. One of the biggest assumptions people make is that mastery of the asanas by themselves naturally equates into spiritual enlightenment. But mental effort is required because yoga, literally the union of mind and body, is actually a structured spiritual discipline. 7 of the 8 limbs are non-physical. So incorporating the mental within the asanas begins to unite the mind and body in a very practical way. So that's Raja Yoga in a nutshell.